Hi guys, I'm Minkoff. Welcome to RMTV, and I'm here with David, chef of Haven's Kitchen, and Megan Bradley from No Kid Hungry, and we are going to show you how to cook a really great, really delicious, affordable Thanksgiving meal.
So this is kind of a take on just a really classic risotto, but what we wanted to do was kind of change it seasonally. So today to garnish we're going to be using we have some beautiful mustard greens. We're doing farro because I really like the flavor of farro. It's got a really nutty characteristic, and it's a bit of a change up from just kind of not say plain old rice, but from rice when you're doing risotto. So I'm going to get this started. We're going to start with a little bit of olive oil in the pan. And what we're going to start to do is just really get to toast this. I'm going to cut up a little bit of a shallot first. We're going to sweat our shallot off, and then I'm going to start toasting our greens. Just going to get a final chop just in case. And there we go. And then this goes right in our pot with our olive oil. And we're just going to sweat this off until it goes translucent. And then we're going to start toasting our greens.
And if I'm gluten-free and I can't do farro because that doesn't gluten, what would be like a good alternative that you would suggest?
I think buckwheat would be really nice. Again, you're getting that nutty flavor, and you're getting, I mean, rice would be the obvious, but I think a buckwheat or some of the other ancient grains you're coming up with now. Quinoa would work too, but you'd be getting more of a porridge consistency.
And what about this meal makes it affordable?
Great. So, you know, a lot of the things that we're doing is kind of it's the method that we want to show, because the way to do things affordably is to really change out your ingredients with what's on sale or what's in season. Okay. So for this, an example is the greens that we used. Dark leafy greens are great. Not only are they really nutritious, but they're also really inexpensive. So like a bunch of dandelion greens or a bunch of kale is usually about $1 in the grocery store and the farmer's market. So it's a great way to not only add nutrition to your meal, but it's also stretching, if that makes sense. So if you were to serve yourself a cup of just risotto, you only have, you have a cup of rice. You kind of used your dollars that way. But if you stretch it with a vegetable, then you get not only more nutrition, but you also get more food for your money.
And now you're just browning this.
I'm just browning this, and I'm just trying to release a little bit of the flavor. Kind of toast these like you would with rice. And I'm looking for kind of getting that nutty characteristic that we're looking for.
It sounds kind of like popcorn.
It's nice.
So just, I don't have to go crazy with this. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of white wine. You want to use a dry wine that's not really aromatic.
So not a drinking wine?
Not a drinking wine.
Okay.
I would definitely, some of this is missing. But I would use a wine that definitely you would drink with. Don't use anything labeled cooking wine. Okay. That usually has a lot of additional sugar and salt in it, which makes it a cooking wine. But you don't want a really aromatic grape. You don't want something like an oaky Chardonnay. Just a nice Sauvignon Blanc works really well. So I've reduced my my wine now. It's all gone. I'm going to start labeling in my veg stock. And I want to do this in kind of four additions. So just enough so that I can start to see it work. And I'm working over a medium-high heat here, and just constantly kind of working it. This should take about 20 minutes or so.
So what many of you know is that we launched our denim a couple months ago, and each sale of an item of our denim or our t-shirts triggers 20 meals to No Kid Hungry. So it's a really great way for you to look good and do something good. So I know as a mother and as someone who wants to give back, this is what drew me to No Kid Hungry. But I want to find out what brought you to No Kid Hungry.
Yeah, so for me, it was really all about kind of my personal story and my love for food. I love to grow it, eat it, cook it, everything. I like to surround myself with food at all times. And that's really what the No Kid Hungry campaign is all about. We really are looking to surround kids with healthy food where they live, learn, and play. I was lucky enough to be able to go to culinary school and get to work in really great restaurants and work for families. And it just kind of hit me one day. I felt like everybody should have access to this great food and be able to eat this yummy food. And so that's kind of how I found my place at No Kid Hungry and at Share Our Strength, because I knew I wanted to be able to give back and be able to show people how to cook healthy on a budget. Because we're doing it right now. It's delicious, it's tasty, it's so easy to do.
And it's $3, right?
Yep. And it's $3.
Per person or for the whole meal?
So per person.
Per person. That's amazing.
Can I actually get you to just kind of share these with your hands and just step into, we're just going into, so.
I feel under pressure here.
What we're going to do is the mustard greens and the Swiss chard that you guys are beautifully preparing. We're going to get this hot and wilt that in, and just the natural heat of our farro risotto is going to wilt those down. We're going to add a little bit of walnuts on top. Walnuts are going to give us a little bit of flavor, kind of go with that nutty flavor we've already got in the farro, and they're going to add a little protein as well. And then lastly, I'm just going to do a couple orange segments to fold in. Most fruits are kind of round. I like to kind of take off that roundness so they don't go over my cutting board. And then what we're just going to do is we're just going to take off this outer layer here. And removing that white that white area there, and then the pork chocolate from it is actually that bitter. And we've got enough bitter in this that I don't want to add any more, so what we're going to do is just take that out so we just get our sweetness and our acid. I'm just going to carefully go and take out these segments.
Grating the cheese, those are great ways to get kids in the kitchen, and I think we forget sometimes that healthy eating is something that kids can be involved in. So not only going to the market with the, and helping pick out things, but also thinking about how can we engage them in the food that they're going to be eating. So having them tear the leaves, great way to get them in the kitchen.
Also, if you just want to do clementines or tangerines and have that, they don't really have that really bitter pith. That's another great thing for kids to get involved in.
Look how much we're adding in for greens. Obviously those are going to cook down a lot, but it's great. It just really adds not only color and nutrition, but it just helps stretch it.
So we're just going to finish with a little bit of salt here. I'm going a little bit light on the salt because I know we're going to add our cheese in, and our cheese is going to provide a little bit more salt. Yeah. If you're doing this, serving this beside a shellfish or a fish, I probably wouldn't add the cheese. I would just add maybe a little bit squeeze of lemon, and that would get us there. So there we go.
Look at that.
So I'm adding my cheese in off the
so
cheese.
good. I'm gonna totally have to cheese today.
That's so pretty.
And then because we're cheating, we got to make it worthwhile. We're just finishing off with a little bit more cheese.
Yummy. Looks good. Let's go eat.
Great. Good.
Thanks, guys. Check out No Kid Hungry, share our strength, and obviously buy the denim because that's what keeps our charity going. Thank you.